Okay, you're so much welcome. You are so much welcome. Hello, buddy. Hello, family. Hope you're fine. So, the year was 2014. The year was 2014. It was my first time to travel. It was my first time to travel by air. I was also young. I was so young and also a young mom. I received a call from my agent. Akaniambia, Rita, you are now ready to go because your visa has just arrived. So pack your things, you're going tomorrow. And before they called me, I already stayed home for like 8 months. After I applied for the job, I waited for 8 good months. That 8 months I was struggling, like doing some simple jobs to help me take care of my kids for while I'm still there. So when they called me, you can't imagine how happy I was and how happy my mom was. You can't imagine. You can't imagine. But it was a happy moment and it was a painful moment at the same time, because I was leaving my little kids with my mom and I was going to a strange country that I don't know. I've heard so strange stories, I've heard so bad stories about that country, yet I was going. I had a courage, but deep inside, I was so scared. My mom prayed for me, and I was also praying that, Lord, I will come back. I will come back to my kids. That was my prayer. So the whole night I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep at all. I was looking at my kids. I was looking at myself. And I was telling God, God, I will come back alive. I will come back alive. I don't care what people have said. I really don't care. That country that they are saying it's bad, I'm going and I will come back. So the whole night I was just looking at my kids and I was praying. I already packed my things. I didn't even carry a lot of things because we were told you should not carry a lot of things. When you reach there, you'll be given clothes. So in the morning, I woke up. My older baby, she went to school because at that time she was still at kindergarten. So the smaller baby was with mom. I hired a motorbike that will take me to the stage. And my small baby was like, Mom, bye. Bye, mommy. Bye, mommy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't imagine how that bye made me feel. It hurted me a lot. I saw my baby. While the motorbike was going, I was just following my baby with my eyes. She was so little. She was not yet 1 year. And when the bike left the corner, I just pray God that, Lord, this won't be the last time to see my kids. I will come back. Lord, I will come back. I will come back. So I went. I wiped my tears. Like the way I'm doing right now. I wiped my tears and I took a long breath. And I started prophesying to myself. And I said, Lord, you're my Father. You're my King. You're my Creator. You created me with a reason. All these countries belongs to you. Whether it's good or bad, this country belongs to you, Lord. And I prophesied to myself. I prophesied. So off I went. I was not able to see my older kid because she was in school. And I didn't want to go to school for her to see my tears. She's always so emotional. I went. At the same time, I was happy. Like for the first time, I'll be flying on the air. Off we went. I reached Nairobi. They took us to a medical checkup. And my body was okay, though there was a problem with my weight. I was so thin, like I had 45 kg. So when I went to the breathing system, the machine, when I breathe, they couldn't get my breathing. So they asked me, did you eat? I told them yes, but it's only because I was so thin and my body was so weak because of what I was going through. So I did 10 tests of that machine. At the last time they told me, we have seen a little of your breath, but you need to go and eat. So we were so many group of people. So I was happy to see that we are so many. I thought I was all alone. I was so happy that we are so many. So I got courage when I saw that I'm not going alone. I didn't know anything about the airport because that was the first time going there. So I was seeing what other people were doing and I was following. So we went. At the airport of Kenya, they checked. And off we went. To cut the story short, we went. We traveled for some hours. So for me, I thought we will just go and reach. I didn't know we will reach a place where we will stop and sleep in another country. And imagine, I didn't carry anything with me. I didn't have any money or water or any food. I just went. Though my little sister gave me some items like body lotion, like that, to help me over there. So we reached Dubai. We slept in Dubai, and imagine that time I had a very stubborn phone. I didn't know that when in another country, your call can't go through. So I was trying to call my family to tell them I'm here. Oh my God, the call was not going through. But I didn't give up. I gave myself hope. Slowly by slowly, I was learning. Oh, so we are in Dubai, sleeping at the airport. I didn't carry heavy things to cover myself. Too much cold at night because we traveled at the month of winter, so it was too cold, but God protected me. I saw people carried some jackets, but for me, I didn't carry anything. People are taking photos and sending to their families. For me, I was just like, I was really praying. So we reached Saudi Arabia, and they were checking the passport and everything, put your fingerprint like that, and everything was done. So we were taken somewhere to sit down and wait for the person who was coming for us. Oh my God. We sat there. Some people who were with us went that day. Their bosses came for them that day. But most of us, our bosses didn't come. So we had to sleep at the airport. So at the airport in Saudi Arabia, there is room. There is room that they have putted for people to sleep with a double-decker beds. So we were taken there. You can imagine, like, I traveled from home from morning. I didn't eat anything. I only took water. So when we reached Dubai, I didn't eat anything. And those people, the aeroplane they put us in, they didn't serve us food. It's like they were buying food. So we were not given any food in the aeroplane. They only gave us water. You can imagine. They only gave us water. So we slept in Dubai without food because you have to buy food in the airport. You don't have money. We slept. I asked a friend who was there sitting next to me to help me with water to drink. And I slept. I was so weak because now this is 1 day and a half I've not eaten. So the next day at night, we reached Saudi Arabia. Now here my boss didn't come. You can imagine, he didn't come that day. So we were taken to sleep in the airport. At around 10, they brought us some bread, tall breads like this, and water. Oh my God. And water, that's what we ate that night. No food. It was just a bread. There is a tall bread like this. And we ate. I slept. The second day, some of us went. Their bosses came for them. They went. Me and others, we stayed there. Our bosses didn't come. That's the first day. We ate the same thing, bread and water. Oh my God, bread and water. Let me zip this. So, bread and water, we stayed. At lunch, they brought the same thing, that bread without anything. The second day, my boss didn't come. The third day, others went. We remained like 8 people in the room. Our bosses didn't come. They didn't come for 3 days. So we stayed at the airport for 3 days. Then the airport people saw that they can't keep us any longer because we were getting weak. The only thing we are eating is bread and water. So they took us to prison. They took us to prison. In that prison is where they are putting criminals, like people who ran away from their bosses' houses and they were caught. Some did some mistakes and they were caught. Some have been jailed for life, like they were told you will die here because of some mistake they did that we didn't want to know. We found a lot of people there all over the country. Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, Filipinos, Ethiopians, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Indians. Oh my God, there were so many. So it's like they were separating themselves. Like Kenyans, they were given their own rooms aside because it's like there was fight. They were fighting a lot. Kenyans, their own rooms. Filipinos, their own. Ethiopians, their own. Indians, Bangladesh, like that. So if you are a Kenyan and you have come, they will throw you in a Kenyan room or Kenyan group. If you're Filipino, they will throw you on Filipino group. So me and the other friend of mine who I met in the aeroplane, we were so scared, and when we saw that, we started crying. And we were like, what have we come to do? Did we just came to kill ourselves in this country? Like, are we going to die like this? Like, are we not going ever to see our parents? And we gave ourselves some hope because the people who are in the prison were so negative. They were telling us, where you're going to suffer. You're going to meet this and this and this. They gave us so negative words. So in the prison, we stayed the first day. In the prison also, there is a problem with food. You have to wake up at the right time. Go for food. If you wake up and found everybody has eaten, you'll wait till lunchtime. And also lunchtime, you need to be on time because they are fighting at the door. They are these big people with big bodies. They are the rulers of the prison. I think those ones have been jailed for life. So they don't care about life anymore. They don't care about anyone. They are there to rule. They're just like this. So me and my friend, we said, we are so thin. We can't fight on our own. Let's make friendship with these big people. Maybe they will help us get food. So we found a Kenyan. For me, my sister gave me 1,000. So I took 500 and I told him, please take this and fight for us. We are so hungry. We need at least food. So they are carrying sticks. They are beating people. So he caught our hands and moved with us in the crowd. And she went and pushed the door and she served us food. Hey, I was so happy. At least I've eaten for some days. You can imagine our boss didn't come. Now this is the first day in the prison. At least we are eating nice. There is fruits, there is water. When you go to shower, there is hot water. At least there was good. So we were so much relaxed. Not like airport, we were just eating snacks. Here in the prison, there is good food, I'm telling you. They are giving people good food. And some people in that prison have become crazy. They don't know They don't know their names. They don't recognize themselves anymore. They have become mentally sick. I think those people have been jailed for life. They will never go back home. We saw some Kenyans who, they're totally crazy, totally. And we started crying. But I got courage. At least I was able to call my sister, and she gave me some hope. She told me that don't worry, there is a celebration of Muslims going on. Maybe your boss have gone there, he will come. So I was relaxed. I knew my boss will come. I knew I'm not ending up in jail. So the first day in prison, the second day in prison, the third day in prison, my boss came the fourth day to pick me up. I just heard my name. They are calling people with register. I just heard my name and I was like, thank you, Lord. Because in that prison, some are sleeping on, this double decker, they're metal double deckers, then some don't have a mattress. You just sleep on it like that. And sometimes you don't have a blanket. Imagine you just sleep like that. So it's very difficult in there. And people who have been jailed in life, they're taking advantage because they're living well, they're the one eating well, they're the one sleeping well. If you're new there, you're going to suffer. They're going to take advantage of you. You'll be the one who is cleaning their clothes. You are the one washing them. They will tell you to scrub their feet, to do massage for them. That's what they do. They make you feel like you came to suffer. So we started our life in Saudi Arabia in a very hard way. In a very hard way. At that time, I'm imagining how I was telling my baby goodbye. And I just said, this is not the last goodbye. I will see my baby. I will see my babies again. I will see my mother again. I will see my sisters again. That was my prayer. I will see them again. I will. I will. So I went with my boss. So I told my boss that I'm so hungry. I've not eaten for some days, and he told me he knows. He knows I'm hungry. So he went to the hotel and bought some food for me. I ate. And we went for a very long journey, I'm telling you. From Riyadh to where I was going. Oh my God. We went for a very long journey. A very long journey. So we traveled for some hours with the car. From Riyadh to where I was going was like, when I was looking at my watch, it's like 6 hours. 6 hours journey. 6 to 8 hours journey. Oh my God. Oh my God, the problem now, they don't even speak English. There is no way you'll be able to communicate to them. At least the driver who was driving me, he was from Sudan. He could speak English and translate to my boss. God of heaven. God of heaven, people do suffer. People suffer in this world. If only people can tell you their problems. If only people can tell you what they are going through. People suffer. Don't see someone is so rich and you're like, oh. So we went. I reached in the house. They were so humble people. He was just... So the one who was in the car with me was not my boss. He was the brother to my boss. He just came for me. For me, I thought he was my boss. So for him, he just came to pick me up for his brother. So his brother was a very simple man. He was just watching the school as a watchman. Now, because the wife was pregnant, he decided that he wants a helper for his wife, because the wife was carrying a baby boy. To Muslim, if a wife is carrying a baby boy, it's like a miracle to them. They will do anything for the pregnancy of the baby boy to be safe. And that's where women take advantage of their husbands. If they know they are carrying a baby boy in their womb, now they will make the husbands to suffer. They will make sure their husbands pay for that 9 months, because the husband will do anything for that boy to arrive safely. A boy is very important in Muslims religion. They are very important. So the woman was having 2 girls, big 2 girls. Now here comes a baby boy, and that's why they brought me all the way from Kenya. So I was so tired that day. I reached at night. They made me a place to sleep. It was a very simple house, a two-bedroom house. It was a 2-bedroom house with a sitting room and a kitchen. They were living inside the school. Like, the man was taking care of the school. He was a very simple man and very poor man. Like, he didn't have money. But for the sake of the baby boy, he sacrificed all his salary. Oh, God of heaven. So I slept. They gave me food. I took a shower and I slept. The next day, they were teaching me how to do things. The house was so small, but let me tell you, the work in that house was like a palace. Now I was wondering, where is all this work coming from? This house is so tiny. Now, because the wife is carrying a baby boy, he wants to make everybody suffer in that house. She wants the house to be clean. Yet if you clean with those substance, those cleaning things, those cleaning equipment, she's complaining that there is too much smell of those acid things. She was really complaining. There was fight every day in that house. I managed to work for 1 month. They paid me well at the right time. The second month was a little bit problem because he didn't have money to pay me. Now they pay me my salary, and then later they will ask me to help them with that money. Yet me, I need that money to send back home. Because I've left my mom. I've left with my mom with the kids. I must send money. Now they are paying me, and me, I'm giving them back so that you can be able to survive in that house. So I worked for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I said no. Take me back to my country, because I came here to work for my family. Now if I'm working and you're taking back the money you've given me, saying you'll give me, now the debt became too high for them to pay. They were not able to pay because the salary he's getting is too small. The wife must go to the clinic. He must buy baby things. We must also eat. In that house, there is electricity, which must be paid every month, water and everything. And my salary, those times, those days, they were paying us how much? 1,200 for Kenyans. No, it was 1,500 for Kenyans. Right now it has reduced. Right now it's so low. So it was so hard. I told them I want to go back. So they saw they are going to lose a lot because they have already paid for me. I came and I've just worked for 5 months. So they decided they are going to sell me. They are going to take me to another family. They are selling you to another family, a capable family. So there was the head mistress in that school, the one who was working for her finished her contract and she was going back to her country. She was a Sri Lanka and she was not coming back. So that mistress told my boss that she's going to take me and she's going to return all the money he used to bring me. It's like buying me from him. So I told my boss that is my debt they have. Like they are owing me money. And my boss told me she's going to pay me all that money and she's going to take me with everything. So that's how I exchanged. I was taken and I went to another house. Now the other house that I went was a disaster. I went through hell, I'm telling you. This my new boss, she's very rich and she wanted me to go and I'll be cleaning and also I'll be cooking. You can imagine how I was back then. And the way these people eat, the house is big. And imagine she doesn't have one house. She has like 3 houses. The one she goes for vacation. And she also wants you to be helping her mother. You will be going to her mother's house to clean every Saturday. And the mother's house is so big. And her mother is not living alone. There is her sister in there with the kids. There is also a brother. The house of her mother is like downstairs. It's like it was having a third floor house, and she's also having a house there that she has built. Not that big, but it was big though, 50-50. And there is now the brother's house. All of these people, they don't have a helper. Now me, one person, I have to clean the house where I have been employed. And then after I finished there, she's taking me to the other house. From that other house to her mom's house. And her mom will remove even the carpet. You can imagine her mom will give you the carpet to clean, the carpet that's supposed to be cleaned with men. That is 2014. You see how my body is right now. Now you can imagine how I was in 2014. This is me right now. In 2014, I was much smaller. I was so thin that I couldn't even carry a carpet like this. Now you can imagine a carpet with water, how it's too heavy. Let me tell you, I suffered. I went through hell. Especially they're telling you to cook. This their food you don't know how to cook. Okay, there were kids who are going to school. Imagine after you've worked in the morning, you go to her mom, you clean, you come back at around 11 p.m. At 11 p.m., there is some dishes you left when you are going, because they told you to leave everything the way they are. You will come back to finish. You will come back to finish later. Now we are coming back at 11 p.m. for me to start cleaning the dishes at 11 p.m. Tomorrow is school. Now it's Saturday. It's their off day. They are not going to school. But on Sunday, they are supposed to go to school. She's the head mistress of that school. And she's also going with her last born in the school. Imagine at 6 a.m., she wants you to wake up and prepare breakfast for them before they go to school. You're working at 11 p.m. You are sleeping at around 2, because that kitchen you must clean before you sleep. And it's not just wiping. You have to pour water. You clean with water. You're sleeping at around 2 p.m. Now imagine you're supposed to wake up at 6, or sometimes they wake you up at 5:30. Now this is 2. At this 2, you must shower, because you can't go to sleep with all that sweat. You must shower. Let's say, for example, like me, I love praying. Before I sleep, I must pray. So I go to shower. I take my 30 minutes to pray. So let me say you will be sleeping at around 3. And I don't catch sleep that easily. I don't just go to bed and close my eyes like this and my sleep comes. For me, it takes time. My sleep takes time. I've tried everything possible to sleep like a baby. I can be like this for 30 minutes before the deep sleep comes. So let me say I sleep at 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you've slept only for 2 to 3 hours only. And when you wake up, no going back to sleep. If they find you sleeping at the day, that's the problem. The only thing those people love is to see you working, and then they will say you're good. They don't care about you. They think you're a working machine. Especially if you're an African. They always think that we have the strength from heaven. They don't see like we are humans like them, that we can get tired and we need rest. They just think that we are the working machine. Oh, I was sleeping. I was waking up. My whole body was aching me. I was calling my sister and I was crying. I was calling my mother, and my cry always breaks my mother's heart. Whenever she hears me cry, that thing always makes my mom so sad, and my sisters. So sometimes I was suffering and I could swallow my pain. You don't just see somebody's abroad and you think that they are okay, they are fine. You don't know what they are going through to survive. I suffered for 1 good year. I had a dream that I may be able to stay there for 5 or 6 years so that I will be able to build myself. But it reached to a point I couldn't go on. I couldn't do it. No matter how much I was praying, my body became so weak. My legs were paining me. My eyes, I couldn't do it. Because you're not sleeping well, you're not resting, my body became so weak. So, and just imagine the money you're working for in Arab country. I don't know why. I don't know where it's always going. I was not able to save a cent. I was not able to save anything. I decided, no, I won't die. I can't die. My sister told me, you can't die. Come back home. Come do whatever you will do back home. And when I was telling them I want to go home, they didn't want me to go home. Yet they don't want me to rest. So, to make the story short, I couldn't finish the contract. I was calling my friend that time. We were talking so much on the phone. For her, she was able to finish her contract. But for me, I couldn't finish the contract. After 1 year, I became so stubborn. I refused to work so that they will bring me back home. They were even threatening me that they will take me back to prison. They were those people. If you want to go back home without finishing your contract, they can do anything for you. They can even say that you are a thief, so that they will take you to prison and rot there. If you don't finish your contract, they will do anything to make sure you suffer. The prayer of my mother, because I was only crying to my mom, brought me back home safe. Even those threats, they were threatening me that will take you to prison, that you have stolen our gold. I don't even know what gold is at that time. I've never seen gold with my eyes. So I'm telling them, I've stayed with you people all these months. You never said I've stolen. But now I'm saying I want to go back home. You are saying I'm a thief. They checked everywhere. They didn't see anything. So they thought I swallowed that thing. So that when I go back home, I don't know what I do and it will come. They can do anything for you to pay their money that they paid for you to go there. They will do anything. So it's all by God's grace. I suffered in their hands, but God brought me back safe. Even if I came back home with nothing, but at least I was able to hold my kids again. I was so much able to hug my mother. I was able to hug my sisters. I was able to see my family again. And that was enough for me. And after Saudi Arabia's story, God opened doors for other countries. God opened doors for me. Though I didn't travel immediately, I went back home and I suffered a lot without getting a job. But God later opened my doors, which I'll be talking about that later. I was able to go to some countries, and till where I am today, God has took me far. God saw my story. God saw my tears. God saw what I went through. God remembered me. The way God remembered Noah, God remembered me. God remembered me. And He told me, as long as I am your father, I am the king and I'm the ruler of the earth. You're my daughter. Everything in the world belongs to you. So whatever you're going through, it's not the end. It's not permanent. God is the changer of the situation. God is the giver of life. God, He is the King. He is your Father. And He's watching every move. Do you remember the story of Israelites? They were going through a lot. But God remembered them. God heard their cry. And He decided to save them from the hands of Pharaoh. Your cry is not in vain. Your tears is not a waste. God is seeing each and every tear you cry. He's the same God yesterday, same God today. He's the same God tomorrow, the same God forever. He's the same God yesterday, the same God today. He's the same God tomorrow, the same God forever. So that's why I always say I've learned to trust God so much in my life. If He saved me from the hands of death, and I'm here today to testify who God is. Wherever you are today, whatever you are trying to do to survive, or to take care of your family, or to take care of your kids as a single mom or a single father, God is watching. God is watching. And He's just putting you into that situation so that His name will be glorified through that situation. He's just putting you in that situation so that when the right time comes, people will know there is God who has removed you from that place to the place where you are right now. So keep believing, keep having faith, keep being strong. It won't last forever. That situation isn't permanent. It will surely come to pass. It will surely come to pass. I have such kind of faith that I don't know. I believe in myself and I believe in God. Right now, I'm not even scared to go to any country. Like, I believe Before I move from the house to go anywhere, God is right there with me. Just learn to be right with God. Always prophesy to your life. Be straight with God. And I'm telling you, God will never leave you. God will fight your battles. So I'll be talking of a story how now I went to Iraq. Oh my God. I went to Iraq and I worked there for 4 good years. 4 good years, I'm telling you. So we'll be talking about that story, how I survived in Iraq and went back home. Again, stayed without a job for some time and then also got another job in another country where I've traveled just to be a good mom to my kids. Just to stop begging and be feeling pity for myself. Do whatever you have to do to live a good life, but don't do bad things. Just be straight with God. Do right thing. Do the right thing. And God will make a way for you. Me, where I am today, I just thank God. And I'm still believing God because God is taking me far. So we will talk more next time. At least, I was able to come out of Saudi Arabia strong and good. Nothing happened. And we'll be talking more right here. Have a good day or a good night according to the country where you are. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of me. Thank you for supporting me. I'm so grateful. Till other day, till another time, till another month, till another time like this, we'll be talking much more about life stories that inspire us to be where we are today. You can also send me an email at ritapendo@gmail.com. You can send me your story as a PDF. Maybe it can uplift somebody somewhere. You've gone through something and that your challenge or your situation or your problem has made you to be who you are today. Maybe you are so proud of yourself, of where you are today. You can send me an email and I can be able to read it to my fans so that they can also get courage and strength from your story. Bye. And let me eat this. I even forgot to eat my and the way it's sweet.